Hi, what's up guys? Welcome to Young Family YouTube channel. Today is April 29th, 2023. In today's video, I'm going to quickly update you guys my air-layered loquat trees, which are planted in the containers. At least one loquat tree is bearing many ripe fruits. Stay tuned. Before I get started, I'd like to mention you on my YouTube channel, there's one playlist named Loquat Tree Propagation and Care. So far, there are at least 3 videos specifically talking about how to propagate loquat trees using air layering technique, and how to boost loquat tree blooms using different fertilizers. For your convenience, I put a link down below in the description. If you're interested, you can click the link and watch later. On March 6 last year, 2022, I totally air-layered 6 loquat tree branches from the same mother loquat tree. For some unknown reason, at least 3 branches were gone or broken. I only have 3 branches cut off and transplanted into the containers. So far, they're doing very well. So this is one of the loquat trees planted in the containers. So first, let's check out the label. You can see here, loquat tree. Last year, March 6, 2022, I air-layered. And July 30th, 2022, I pot up and transplant the loquat tree into this container. So right now you can see some fallen leaves, specifically on the top of this container, because in the past 1 or 2 weeks, our local temperature was suddenly pretty high. So I forgot to water the plant. So that time, all the fruits shrink. It's kind of like a dry out. So I immediately water a lot for these plants. And also I put some fallen leaves on the top to keep the soil moist. So let's take a look at this air-layered loquat tree. So basically, I think probably it's around 2 to 3 feet tall. Actually, you can see the lean to one side, probably related with the bearing so many loquat fruits. So basically, I just count probably 40 to 50 loquat fruits is bearing on this loquat tree. Now let's take a look at the loquat fruits. So basically, there's one thing I want to mention you. Actually, if you check out the label right here, I put a small round loquat. Actually, to be honest, I can only find small round loquats on the mother loquat tree. But much to my surprise, as you can see here, right now, even though some loquat fruits are big, some small, but you can see the shape is kind of like an oval. And some ripe loquat fruits, it's really big actually. It's not small. Definitely, it's much bigger than the mother loquat tree beared loquats fruits. So I don't know, maybe there's a fertilizer, or just because that mother tree bearing so many loquat fruits, probably each fruit is very small. But anyway, I just want to mention you, much to my surprise, I had thought all the fruits are very small. Actually, it's not. It's pretty big, I think. The size is pretty good. Based on my records, I think this loquat tree began to bloom last year, maybe September, in October, something like that. I think probably in October they began to bloom. So basically, right now it's kind of half a year it's gone. But most kind of loquat fruits already began to ripen. But you still can see some small loquat fruits on it. So relatively small. It's still green, pretty firm. And some began to ripen. So I think I'll probably wait a couple of weeks. Most of the loquat fruits will ripen. One of the reasons I want to make a video today, because actually in our backyard there's always, I can see a lot of squirrels. So basically, the squirrels love loquat fruits. They like to eat loquat fruits. So I just remove this container to the deck. I'm not sure whether squirrel will follow and eat all these ripe loquat fruits. So we will see. So basically, just based on the color, it's kind of like a golden orange. It's kind of like a pretty ripe. So if I touch it, still kind of a little bit firm. So probably I would rather wait several days to check it out. If some loquat fruits are ripe, probably I can just pick several and taste. Probably I will make a video and share with you. I'm not sure whether it's, I just mentioned that time I forgot to water the plants. So the dry out maybe affect, the quality or the taste of the fruits. But anyway, I'm going to update you guys. So guys, let's move right here and check out 2 other loquat trees which are planted in containers. So basically, this one is the smallest one, and this one is the biggest one. So basically, let's check out the label. So on the same day, March 6, 2022, I air-laid. June 5th, 2022, I transplanted into this container. So this is the first air-laid loquat branch. So at that time, the roots developed very well. So basically, this is the first loquat branches I cut off and transplanted into this container. So let's check out this one. So March 6, 2022, air-laid, and August 29, 2022, pot up into this container. So this is the last one. So basically, this is loquat tree is pretty tall, actually. So I want to focus right now. You can see kind of you cannot find any fruits on it. So basically, I think last year sometime this loquat tree produced some blooms, but unfortunately for some reason they dropped. So now let's check out this biggest loquat tree. So actually right now you cannot find any loquat fruits. So if you check out right here, you see this is loquat flowers, but unfortunately it's dry out and dead. Actually there's another branch, I think probably might be here or here. That time also produced some flowers, but unfortunately they dropped. You know why? So actually this past 2022-2023 winter and spring season actually is Los Angeles local wet season. We rained a lot. So at that time, I don't know, for some reason this loquat tree produced flowers later than expected. Actually, it did not produce flowers started from last year, fall or winter. So I think probably early this year something. So that time we rained a lot. Also, loquat trees flowers needs to be pollinated, such as bees. But unfortunately, during that blooming season, all the flowers were soaked in wet rain waters. I once checked online. It is said Los Angeles 2022 to 2023 rain season was Los Angeles' wettest season in the past 18 years. And March 2023 was Los Angeles' wettest March in the past 45 years. Anyway, I just want to convince you, all these 3 loquat trees right now planted in the containers, even though at that time, last year in March, I cannot find any blooms or fruits set on these branches. But right now, all these 3 loquat trees has the potential to produce blooms and set fruits. As you can see, air layering is one of the fastest technique to propagate a loquat tree. Actually, at the same year after air layering and transplanting, the loquat tree can produce blooms and set fruits. Later, I'm thinking about probably I will transplant one of the loquat trees into the ground, maybe this biggest loquat tree. And meanwhile, I'm going to graft some other different species loquat branches onto this loquat tree, such as this loquat tree can produce egg-sized loquat fruits. So guys, if you like today's video, please give us some up, like, share, leave comments down below. I'm going to update you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you next time in my new video.